Destiny is a game that faced a ton of scrutiny before and during its release. Now that it's out, let's scrutinize it even more. Hey guys, I'm Jake Baldino for gameranx. Now, Destiny is a game that has divided players all over the place. I know people who have spent hours and hours and hours playing this game, and some people who have quickly wrote it off and dismissed it. And I think now that a majority of players are reaching the end game content, opinions are divided even more. Of course, after you complete the main mediocre story missions and reach level 20, the game takes a totally different direction where you're focused more on end game content like raids and stuff like that. And with that, I think Destiny is begging to be asked, what is next? What is the next big thing for Destiny? Because Bungie hyped the shit out of this game. This game's absolutely huge, and Bungie has a huge plan in place to keep supporting this game and keep people playing for quite a long time, for I believe many years. So what exactly is there? Because the story seems finished and the main leveling with experience points is over at level 20, and the quest for grinding to get armor and to get engrams and to level up that way begins. So I think we need to talk about and break down how this game is going to continue, because the fact that it uses MMO aspects, but they're kind of light, means how much longer can they stretch that? Because the game can't really survive on just raids and instances and PvE stuff like that. Was that their master plan? Does Bungie think that they're absolute geniuses because they're using the MMO model? I think there's more to it. I really hope there is more to it, because a lot of people out there, when you play Destiny, you realize that it just didn't feel totally complete. It felt like the core foundations of the game were there, but they didn't do too much with it. So I'm hoping that gets expanded with the DLC. Unfortunately, it really sucks that I have to say that it's paid DLC when it really should have been in the regular game, because Destiny's main quests were pretty short. Having said that, I really hope they expand upon some things and some criticisms that people had with the regular game. You know, more varied missions, stuff like that. I'd like to see more loot and more chest finding and maybe a little bit more use of vehicles. You know, look at the Sparrow. The Sparrow and the traveling mechanic is absolutely awesome, but they do nothing with it. And the fact that you can point directions and emote while you're on the Sparrow means that there could be something more there. There could be strategy, there could be races, there could be more on-vehicle missions, and I think that could be cool. That, granted, I don't think we're going to get that in the first DLC pack because it focuses on Underneath the Moon, but the second one, House of Wolves, I believe it's called, we don't really know much about that yet, so that could be a huge expansion. Maybe I'm setting myself up for disappointment? I don't know. Now, we need to talk about Vault of Glass. Now, Vault of Glass is incredibly challenging. It's the newest raid. It's the next big thing to do after you beat the game and have a high ranking, and it is almost absolutely impossible for a lot of people. But if you do play it, you'll realize that it does have some of the most interesting mission structure that the main Destiny game hasn't seen. Gone is holding the action button to unleash your ghost, and gone is just the repetitive go here, do this, and do that. House of Glass has a lot of cool different things with it. Really interesting tiered, multi-layered boss fight, different teamwork aspects that you absolutely have to use, little puzzle solving and little platforming elements. It's a lot different, and it's really a breath of fresh air, even though it's freaking impossible. So I'm hoping Bungie expands upon that and we see more of that with added missions and raids and all the extra things they're adding, and with the DLC content. Because frankly, I need more planets and more to explore and more to check out, because frankly, PvP and raids aren't going to keep me busy forever. Raids will keep me busy forever in something like World of Warcraft or EverQuest, but you know, Destiny, since it's based on like more lighter side elements of MMOs, not so much. Of course, that's just my personal opinion. I'm happy to see that some people are just hopelessly addicted to it and will grind away forever, and that's really cool. And then there are other people who don't really like it at all. I'm kind of in the middle, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Bungie does actually do with this. Because frankly, I'm getting a little tired of doing uninspired instances that really mean nothing and waiting around to get rare and exotic loot drops that basically never show up. So guys, that's where I'm at with Destiny, and I hope it's heading in a good direction, and I want to hear from you guys. We need to talk about this. Where do you think Destiny's going? What do you think the future of Destiny is? Do you think it's going to rely on the DLC add-ons that you have to pay for, or do you think they're going to expand the raids and expand the instances and really hone in on PvP? Because really, Destiny does feel a little light in some places, and it does feel a little, not unfinished, but just a little incomplete. So there's a lot of room for expansion in all different ways, so we need to discuss it down below. And guys, if you like my annoying voice and my pretty face and gameranx, you should definitely give this video a like, because it really helps us out, and subscribe if you don't hate me. And if you already did subscribe, I love you so much, and we'll see you next time.